Hollywood's next live-action victim, Attack on Titan. Dun dun dun. So what's up guys, Foxen here. And what the frigging hell. Yeah, that wasn't a joke. A live-action Attack on Titan movie project has just been announced. It's already got a producer and director on board, so this thing is moving along. And I'll get back to these guys. So definitely let me know what you think. Should Attack on Titan be getting the Hollywood live-action movie treatment? With this, you can only really think of two things. Didn't they already do a live-action Attack on Titan movie in Japan? And just why? It really seems like Hollywood can't keep their greedy little hands off of top anime series. So about the first thing you're wondering. Yes, you have actually been on this roller coaster before, back in 2015. Attack on Titan did get not one, but two terrible live-action movies made for it. Keep in mind that these did include an entire Asian cast. The only bright side to these movies is that at least Levi escaped these dumpster fires. And to be honest, I'm not sure who watched them, but in total they did make a total of $46 million. $30 million for the first one and about $16 million for the second mess. Technically they did not bomb, but the box office dropping by half for the second movie is super telling. I think it should really go without saying that the Attack on Titan manga and anime fans weren't a huge fan of these films. And yes, let me just mention, it doesn't represent the whole Japanese fan base, but I haven't been able to find anyone here in Japan who liked these films. Anyway, second thing you're wondering, why the frigging hell? But to be honest, I can't say I'm surprised at this point. I could only imagine that the licenses for these huge anime titles are super cheap. So when Hollywood waves money bags in front of these Japanese companies, they're quick to jump at the cash in front of them. And to be honest, who is surprised at this point? Not too long ago, there was also a One Piece live-action project announced. And let's not forget, SAO, Cowboy Bebop, and even the Boruto Dat series is getting a live-action version soon too. And I'm talking about a Hollywood version, not just this Japanese one. So for Attack on Titan going live-action, it wasn't a question of if, but when. Ironically, Attack on Titan could actually work a lot better than most anime titles when it comes to live-action, at least when done on a Hollywood budget. Remember the whole controversy that blew up with the Ghost in the Shell movie last year? Or was that this year? Either way, it was regarding the Major being whitewashed by casting Scarlett Johansson. At least the silver lining for this live-action Attack on Titan movie is that they could easily cast all white guys for the roles, except for the one for Asian Mikasa. Watch, I bet they're gonna screw that one up too. So at the very least, you're gonna get proper casting, and maybe, just maybe, this project won't be DOA when it comes out. But who am I kidding? I did admit that Attack on Titan could work in live action, especially with the budget of $1 million plus. Right now, keep in mind that the budget is still very much a mystery. As for who's in charge of this, the IT director Andy is set to steer this project going forward. And it's also being backed by Warner Brothers. Yeah, go ahead and scream in Batman v Superman, Martha. Then you got David Heyman, who's worked on Harry Potter, that's also working on this as a producer. But honestly, that is a super vague position. He could just have the title and do little to nothing involved in the actual movie. So don't get excited about that. Anyway, the next important question then becomes, what exactly will this live action project cover? For a movie, you only have 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes at most. And you could bet they're definitely planning to make this with potential sequels in mind. However, none of that matters one bit if this project is terrible, and more importantly, if it bombs in the box office. With only 2 hours, how much of the Attack on Titan lore and story can you really flesh out? Not much. I would say at best they got a shot of adapting the first battle at the Tross District. Unfortunately, that would still be with a lot of content cut out. This has me even more worried. Keep in mind that the Attack on Titan story from the start, I could just see them stripping the story so much that Eren is going to come off as this typical YA novel protagonist. In other words, nothing really special to hook the viewer in. Even worse would be if they actually try to adapt stuff past the Tross arc, like the female Titan arc. Could you freaking imagine? At that point, the story would be so stripped. It would just be a giant monster action movie. Perhaps one that doesn't even look that good based on whatever budget they set. I actually mentioned earlier that I could see Attack on Titan working in live action, but Hollywood is always doing it wrong. They still haven't learned from their failures like the Ghost in the Shell movie or even the Death Note movie. Yeah, remember that mess? Part of the reason these anime stories work so well is due to the story not being super condensed. You actually spend time knowing these characters, their struggles, and the world they unfortunately were born into. That shouldn't be a movie series, but a TV series if anything. But don't get me wrong, only something like HBO or possibly Disney would be able to get the budget for the best chance of a successful live-action Attack on Titan adaptation. And so far, I'm still wondering why Hollywood keeps on trying to make live-action anime happen. It's starting to seem like the whole adapting video games into movies, which none have been successful yet. I guess just based on the law of averages, eventually, sooner or later, one of these is going to be a hit. And to be honest, I had some hopes with the Ghost in the Shell movie, and you know how that turned out. My last remaining hope was Alita Battle Angel, but so far the trailers have seemed questionable. By the way, a quick side note here. I mentioned doing a changes video for the Attack on Titan Season 3 Blu-ray, but so far I've gone frame by frame for the first Season 3 episode. Unfortunately, no changes so far. 2 episodes left, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, let me toss it over to you now. Question of the day. Should Attack on Titan get a live-action version? Is there anyone out there that has hopes for this project? Please let us know why. And how about the idea that I brought up about a live-action Attack on Titan TV series instead? Would anyone be more open to that? Of course, assuming you got a Game of Thrones level budget. Anyway, definitely give a colossal thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I put out 5+ anime videos here every week. That includes weekly Attack on Titan videos from me. Right now I'm working on a juicy Attack on Titan video covering all the Titans so far. So definitely hit bell notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.